And you're thinking I'm going to do a salsa, aren't you? Hello.
Hello.
Yes, all by instruction. So, I've known Steve for a little while. And whenever I meet Steve, he has me saying yes to things. And this is one of them. But he asked me a question, and he asked me, what are you curious about? And would you be prepared to come and talk about what you're curious about in an inexpert way? So I thought, I'll say yes. So this is what I'm going to share with you, one of my big curiosities. Now, I'm kind of known for having a bit of expertise in the world of transitions and transformation. But I want to own up. I've got a whole thing about being an inexpert around how to dance gracefully in the space in between. You know? And then you don't. And then you know. That bit in between. Now, Steve said I was a scientist. So well, how can I approach this? Create an experiment. So after saying yes, I started asking people, this bit in between, what is it? And this is what I discovered. It's called something. Oh, I will share my journey before I do that. A couple of warnings. I still don't know. You're going to have more questions at the end. I'm going to do it together. So, my journey, my discovery, this is what I discovered. But this space in between is sometimes called nothingness. Can I get a bit of... Yeah, that's not helping. I'm trying to work out what it is. So, okay, fine. So, scientists, go to them. Nothingness, tell me more. I got things from physics. I got stuff from... My mum just said, it's just no. That didn't help either. Then someone said, there's a poem they came across, or a passage. So I pulled out this passage, and I'm going to read it to you. Now, it's from a book called Too Much Is Not Enough. And it's titled this. Now, anything you noticed about that slide? Let it go. This is what happened. I swear. I was like, really? There you go. All right. Cool. So I'm going to read out this. So it's called A Willingness to Be Nothing. I can't believe I'm doing this. Okay. It starts with, I remember Mr. Bartlett. In biology class, he discusses the transformation of a caterpillar into a butterfly. What is the process that goes on inside a cocoon, he asks. Has anyone ever seen a picture of the insect at the halfway point between caterpillar and butterfly? Does anyone know what it looks like? No one does. The next week, Mr. Bartlett finds a cocoon in the woods and brings it into the classroom. We crowd around as he takes a razor blade and neatly slices it in two. The cocoon looks empty. There's nothing in it, says one of the kids. Oh, it's in there, says Mr. Bartlett. It just doesn't have a shape right now. The living organic material is spun right into the cocoon. The caterpillar is gone. The butterfly is yet to come. We stare in wonder. Real transformation, Mr. Bartlett says, means giving up one form before you have another. It requires the willingness to be nothing for a while. Deep stuff, yeah? Wait, what's come up for you? Like, oh, some of you are like, ah. Some of you are like, I know this. Let me tell you what happens to me after I read this. This is what I thought. Just got the poem up there. Really? What was my experiment? How to do nothingness. That didn't tell me how. All it did, and I hope I'm doing the same for you, is it just raised a whole lot of other questions. These are the questions. How do I do nothingness? What are the dance steps? Where do I do it well? Where's the willing? Can you see my scientific brain go? Is there something that can be learnt? Or is it something you just know? How does it show in my life and my work? How do I play with this? That came much later as it goes. What can I do? When do I resist this? Then I noticed, and just as I'm sitting here, as I'm standing here now, this is what's been going on for me. What do I choose to bring nothingness to? But also, am I afraid of nothingness? And finally, can there be too much nothingness? Because when does nothingness become just sitting on the sofa? I'm just doing nothing. So in between preparing for this, part of my experiment was, don't plan this talk. Just do nothing and let it come. I think I called Steve a couple of times. Steve! I still don't know what I'm going to write. Be nothing. And I think it was last night, I was like, you know what? Let's see what might need to be there. So that's the questions it raised for me. I'm wondering, what questions it raised for you? Nothingness, that poem. Please just shout out. There's never nothingness. Love that. Oh, nothing will come of nothing. Love it. So, yeah, there was nothing in there. That didn't help me. I thought, exactly. I thought that when I was reading it, it's going to say, well, one part there was a leg and there was half a wing. There was nothing. Thank you. So just think about what questions it raises for you. But then remember this is an experiment. So maybe you can help me by helping me see what nothing is. So I'm going to extend an invitation. Could you all just please stand up? Could you turn to someone either left to right of you? Say hi. And then I have two requests of you. Please do your expression of the following. Do nothing and be nothing. Just notice what you notice. And then just before you part from this new partner, please just give them your expression of nothingness. Literally just put it in their hand. Thank you. Say thank you and sit back down. Thank you. I didn't know what that was going to be. I didn't know where that came from. But thank you. And I'm just going to close by saying one last thing. I hope I've left you with loads of new curiosities. And finally, so at the end of doing this inexpertise, I'm going to stand on this sign and say, I'm an inexpert. I don't know what nothing is. And finally, I still can't dance. Just before we do that, I just want to share something else that happened just before we just close this. I sent my slides to Steve, and he sent me a message back to say, Ola, I've got 14 slides, and slide 15 is blank. Do you want me to include it? Honestly. So I want to give you my gift of nothingness.